Okay, today we're looking at section 6.1, understanding percent. So, the word percent comes from the Latin phrase percentum, which means by the hundred. So, any percent is a number divided by 100. Changing a percent to a fraction is to write the percent in fractional form. To write in percent in fractional form is to write the percent as the fraction n over 100. Keep in mind a percent need not be an integer and does not have to be less than 100. So we want to write the following fractions as percent, or the following percentages as fractions. So 3% is simply 3 over 100. 94% is simply 94 over 100. 67.2%, we can go 67.2 over 100. And 670% is 670 over 100. Okay, so let's look at converting between percent, decimal, and fractional values. When any calculation with percent is to be performed, the form of the percent must be changed either to a fractional form or a decimal form. We can change a percent into decimal form by dividing a percent by 100 and representing the result as a decimal. Decimal for n percent is found by calculating the decimal value of n divided by 100. So this is 9 divided by 100, which equals 0.09. This is 24 divided by 100, which equals 0.24. And this is 2.18 divided by 100, which is 0.0218. So you may have noticed to convert from percent to decimal form, you can simply move the decimal 2 places to the left. We went from here to here. To convert the number x from decimal form to percent, simply multiply by 100 and place the percent sign after the number. So 0.41% times 100 is 40, or 0.41 times 100 is 41%. 0.02 times 100 is 2%. 9.2481 times 100 is 924.81%. Again, you should notice to convert from decimal to percent, you simply move the decimal 2 places to the right without performing a multiplication. So from percent to decimal, you move the decimal 2 places to the left. From decimal to percent, you move the decimal 2 places to the right. So to calculate the total percent or part, the word of is used to indicate multiplication using fraction, as in 1/4 of 56. To find 1/4 of 56, we would simply multiply 56 by 1/4. We can think of percents as fractions with a specific denominator, which is 100, of course. So to calculate 25% of 52, we multiply 52 by 25%. But first, we'll need to convert the percent to fractional form, 25 over 100, or decimal form. Use the decimal form of 25%. We have 0.25 times 52, which equals 13. In this problem, 52 is the total or base, 25 is the percentage, and 30 is the percentage of 52, or the part of 52. This is sometimes referred to as the amount. So the mathematical formula relating the total, the percent in decimal form, and the part is part minus percent times total or amount, which equals percent times base. Now I'll calculation the percent expressed in decimal form. So determine 26% of 1300. We would simply write 26% in decimal form, 0.26 times 1,300. 1,300, and we get 338. 338. To find 225% of 915, 2.25 times 915, and we get 2,058.75. Okay, so now let's look at this. So we have percent times total equals part. So now I want to know what is the total. So I'm looking for this. So doing the little algebra here, the total is equal to the part divided by the percent in decimal form. So 18% is 0.18. So I have 45 divided by 0.18 to get 18% of 45. Wait a minute. Yes, because we're looking for the total, and 18% of the total is 45. So that's correct. So we have 45 divided by 0.18, and we get 250. What is the total if 15% of the total is 900? So I have 900 divided by 0.15, and that is 6,000. And you can always check this. 6,000 divided by 900 should equal 0.15, and it doesn't. 6,000 times 0.15 should equal 900. And it does, so that checks. Find the percent in the following. The total is 40, the percent of the total is 25. So remember, the percent is part over the whole times 100. So I have a part of 25, I have a whole of 40 times 100. 25 divided by 40, and I get 62.5%. Total is 70. Percent of the total is 29, or 292. 292 times 730, or over 730, times 100. 292 divided by 730 times 100 is 40%. Now let's look at some application problems here. We find percents frequently used in finance, research, science experiments, even casual conversation. Understanding these types of values helps when consuming media or discussing finances. For instance, effectively working with and interpreting numbers and percents will help you become an informed consumer of the information. In most cases, working through what is presented requires you to identify that you are indeed working with a question of percents. Which two of the three values that are related through percents are known, and which of the three values you will need to find? Harris works at a bookstore in her hometown. During one particular day, the store had total sales of $1,765. Sounds like the total, of which Harris sold 30%. What was Harris' total sales? Well, if the total sales were 1,765 and Harris sold 30%, well, we want to know what 30% of 1,765 is. So I have 0.30 times 1,765. And that is $529.50. At the Fremont County Fair, there were 2,532 adult visitors. Of these, 1,679 purchased the adult Mega Pass. What percent of the adult visitors purchased the adult Mega Pass? Well, percentage is part over whole times 100. The part is 1,679. The whole is 2,532 times 100 to get percentage. 1,679 divided by 2,532, and we get 66.3%. Menace family has replaced 65% of their home's older light bulbs with LED bulbs. If they now have 52 LED bulbs, how many total light bulbs are in Menace's house? We have 52 over the whole times 100 equals 65%. We get rid of the 65%. We have 0.65 equals 52 over the whole. So we multiply and we get 52 equals 0.65 times the whole amount. Then we divide, which is where we were before. 0.65 equals the whole amount. And we get 52 divided by 0.65. And that would be 80 bulbs. And that finishes section 6.1.